Oh, and that's a bummer. Can't have the fan on. That will drive people crazy. Crazy. Hey guys, it's Kendra, and today we're going to talk about something that kind of came up in a conversation that I had just like 2 days ago, and that is, what am I good at? What are you good at? Because I really only talk about myself so that I can help you guys and you can kind of see that maybe you're not alone in what you're thinking and feeling. Anywho, a couple of days ago I was hanging out with some people that I know, and amongst all the conversations that were going on, I was having a conversation with somebody and they asked me, what do I like to do for fun? And I didn't really know how to answer that question because I don't really know. That may sound kind of silly, but I feel like I have so many different interests that I didn't really know how to answer that question and be like, oh yeah, I really like to do this thing. So I just told them, I was like, I don't really know how to answer that. I don't know. And they said, well, everybody has one thing that they're really passionate about, one thing that they're really good at. And I was just like, I don't have one thing. I have multiple things that I enjoy. I don't have one passion in life, and it's just, I'm not gifted particularly in one area. I don't know the person that I was talking to all that well, but I do know enough to say that they're very gifted in one particular aspect, a certain sport or hobby that they're very good at. And they've been doing it for a really long time, and so I didn't really know what I could even begin to describe in my own life that could compare to what they're good at. And I guess that's kind of the key word in all of this, is compare. I was comparing myself to that person, and that's not the first time that that's happened for me. I've also compared myself to my little sister, if I'm being honest, because if you've ever seen my little sister's artwork, which I'll link to her Instagram down below so you can go check out her artwork, and I'll also leave a link to her drawing blog. But if you ever go to look at any of her artwork, you'll see that she's very gifted, and she's only 16, and she's just really, really good at one particular thing. And that thing is art. Growing up, I've, always heard these compliments given to my sister about, oh my gosh, your artwork is so good, and it's just, she gets flooded with all of this praise for her artwork. And Hallie, my dog is in here, so if you hear weird noises, it's probably her. But yeah, she gets flooded with praise for her artwork, and sometimes that makes me feel inferior, I guess. I don't receive a whole lot of recognition for the things that I'm good at, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's because the things I'm good at aren't exactly things that are in people's faces necessarily. For my sister, she can take a piece of art that she's made and show it to people, and they'll be like, oh, that's so cool. But for me, I'm not gonna run around town showing people my grades or I don't know, my hairstyle. I don't know. I just don't really have things that I can bring to people and be like, look at what I did, this is what I'm good at. Unless you want to include YouTube videos, in which case I'm still learning, and sometimes I don't really feel like I'm even all that good at that. But my point in all of this is that if you're the same as me, where you feel like you're surrounded by people who are really good at one particular thing, and that's just, you wish you were like them, where you wish you had a thing, a jam, just something that you completely owned and it was just part of you, that it's okay to be who you are, because that's how God made you to be, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay, because God made you to be that way for a specific reason, or maybe several reasons. And maybe we won't know all of those reasons this side of heaven, but you can be sure that He's going to use your gifts in some way. And you and I don't have to feel inferior to anybody else who seems to have, that one thing they're really good at. A way of looking at it is that you are multifaceted. You're not a one-trick pony. You're like a beautiful symphony that's got a bunch of different instruments going on all at the same time, and it makes up one beautiful person, one beautiful masterpiece. Not saying that if you're really good at just one thing that you're a one-trick pony, because I'm sure there are other things you're good at too. But the whole point of this video is to talk about the people who feel kind of badly for not being good at just one thing. We're kind of more just average at a lot of things, or maybe even good at a lot of things, but we just don't feel like we're masters in one particular area. So we're not looking down on you. And if you feel like you don't have a particular gift, or even you don't even feel like you have any gifts, that's not true. I can assure you. Because maybe you're not gifted in a particular hobby. Maybe you're not good at sewing or singing or painting or dancing or writing or swimming or jogging or whatever. Maybe you're a really good friend. Maybe you're a really good listener. Maybe you're a really good communicator. Maybe you're very organized. Maybe you are an excellent leader. There are all sorts of gifts and talents that we are given, and some of them can even be spiritual gifts that we're given for a reason, and we don't have to feel inferior to anybody because we're different from them. In fact, the Bible talks about how we're all members of one body, but the body has many parts, and each part has a different job to do, but together they all make a complete body. That kind of sounds like weird. And if you feel like you're not good at anything, and I'm telling you that isn't true, maybe you're not good at something yet because you've either given up or you haven't developed those gifts yet. Or maybe you haven't even tried the thing that you're actually very good at, and maybe God's gonna open that door for you in the future so that you can be like shocked and surprised at just how good you are at that thing. So the long and short of this video is just however God has made you to be, whether you're multifaceted or you're a master at one thing, you are special just the way you are. Own it, love it, live in it, find the things you're good at, and you're golden. And if you need help finding what you're good at, just ask somebody who knows you well. They'll be able to tell you what you're good at because they know you and they don't have any real problem telling you what you're good at. Because if we tell ourselves what we're good at, sometimes we can feel like we're being prideful or boastful, or so we'll try to humble it. But a friend who's honest can tell you honestly what you're good at, and it's not going to be a problem in the pride department because, you know, they're talking about you instead of themselves. And really listen to them. Don't just brush off what they're saying, because what they're saying is probably true. If you got a truthful friend, listen to them. Listen to them. I think that's it for today. I just wanted to tell you guys that you're special just the way you are, and to remind myself as well that it's okay to be good at more than just one thing. It's okay to be average at just a bunch of different things, and it's okay to be good at one thing or great at one thing. You be you, you rock you, and just, yeah. And just live in who God made you to be. Because if you're pretending to be something else and you're trying to hide your gifts, God can't really use you when you're not being true to who you are. You are the way you are for a reason. Don't ever forget that. So that's it for today, you guys. I will be talking to you soon. Bye. God made you special and He loves you very much.